Hey everybody, it's James from Wealthquest. Hey, this week we got a great question that came in where someone was asking about all of these financial goals that they were carrying. They have these dreams of a bigger house and vacations for their family, and there's all these priorities, and they're trying to accomplish all of them at once. And how do we do that? And it made me think about this problem that I've seen that I like to call over-compartmentalization, which is a really fancy way to say we're trying to tackle too many things at the same time. What happens a lot of times with our finances is we will see all of these goals out in front of us, and we'll try to compartmentalize those goals into separate accounts. I'll see people come in with 10 different savings accounts, for example. And each of those accounts is earmarked in their mind towards one of those goals. And they're throwing $25 into this thing and $50 into that thing and $15 into that thing. And all of those things are spreading out into this really confusing mess of financial accounts. And what happens in that process is, in the effort of trying to pursue all of those goals simultaneously, we make it virtually impossible to accomplish any of them. And so the problem with over-compartmentalizing this stuff is we actually make it hard to achieve the things that are most important to us, because we're chasing those things at the same time that we're chasing these things that actually aren't that important. And so we're spreading ourselves too thin, because we all have a finite amount of resources that are chasing, theoretically, an unlimited number of priorities. And so if we try to tackle all of them at once, we virtually assure that we're not going to actually get any of them done. So what we got to do is think of it a little bit differently. What I always like to help people do is prioritize. What are the most important things? We need to put first things first and second things second and third things third. If we're running after the 47th thing on the list at the same time, we're wasting our efforts. And so if we start to prioritize those things, then it becomes more of a waterfall approach rather than this separate but equal idea. Instead, we try to tackle our highest priority, and then when there's extra money because we've achieved that goal, that can dump into the second priority and the third priority and so on, so that we know for sure we're at least going to hit these top priorities. What I find more often than not is people get really frustrated with their finances because they recognize this essential problem that they have limited resources and unlimited ideas of what they want to do with those resources. We got to narrow that framework down and focus on those things that matter the most to us. I hope that idea helps you. If you're running after lots of different things and you're compartmentalizing all that stuff, this is where a planner can help you a lot, because we can help you identify what those top priorities need to be and kind of clear the noise away of all those other things you've been chasing and start to help you accomplish those things that matter the most. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. I really enjoy making them. So if you have any conversations you'd like us to be having, leave those questions in the comments, shoot us an email. We want to make sure we're covering topics that are really helpful to you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.